Oh yeah, that's right. I have a YouTube channel. Okay, let's fix the no uploading for a bit. But so I did a poll a couple of weeks ago, and I was asking what would you guys like to see, like which topic would you guys like to see the most? And the vast majority of you wanted to see the Janembas Power skill. But a couple of you guys brought this up. You were like, but why are you making a Janembas Power skill? Haven't we already seen this already? Haven't you already talked about it before? And yes, I have. I've talked about Janemba several times already. But the main reason that I'm bringing Janemba up again is not because of his movie feats, okay? If you have played Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Shin Budokai, or Dragon Ball Heroes, you might already know that the video game characters are a lot more powerful than the ones in the movies and the ones in the main anime series. And Janemba in the games is a lot more powerful than the one in the movies. They actually make him look like a little bitch. So we're gonna do a recap on what Janemba has done in the movies and see how that correlates or is further escalated upon in the games. So what we need to make clear is that Janemba is in fact the most powerful movie villain, and this is proven by a little guide saying that Janemba was able to basically toy and beat back Super Saiyan 3 Goku, while that same Goku was able to defeat a Hirudegarn with the Dragon Fist. It even mentions that Hirudegarn will be the second most powerful movie villain. And let's not forget that Super Saiyan 3 Goku was no joke because he's a lot more powerful than the one from the main anime series. And the main reason Goku is more powerful in the movies is because he actually shakes hell. And it's actually felt all the way to the Grand Kai planet, which is like on the other side of the macrocosm, while Goku, when he was gonna fight against Buu, he was only shaking the earth. So yeah, there's definitely a big gap in power from shaking like an universe-sized realm to just shaking one planet. And it is also really impressive because Goku did have like that stamina issue while he was fighting against Kid Buu because he was alive. But even this Goku without like the heavy stamina drain because he's dead was still not able to do anything against Janemba. So yeah, he's definitely nothing to underestimate. As for his abilities, we already know this, okay? He was able to reality warp the macrocosm. Frieza and other villains came back to life because the boundaries between life and death were in place, and Vegeta was needed to put a stop to it. However, in Shin Budokai, things actually escalated a lot more than you would think. So what happened is that Janemba is actually like an avatar, and he can be present basically anywhere. Even when his actual form was destroyed, he came back to life. As long as there was evil energy around, even in other timelines or other universes, he could actually be reborn. And Vegeta actually mentioned that even though the physical form of Janemba was gone, that since there was still evil energy around them, that he would be reborn soon. And Kibito Kai even confirmed this later on. And it could actually be implied that Janemba was spreading to endless worlds or a nigh infinite amount of worlds because Cell, for example, alongside Broly and Buu and other villains came back to life because of Janemba, and Cell himself said that any world, any time, and all the destruction that he would want, he could go to endless worlds to do that. Now, whether this means an infinite amount or a nigh-infinite amount, it would still be very, very impressive. And Kibito Kai even said that if just that evil energy is around in those universes, that he could be reborn at any time. And if that wasn't bad enough, Cell and Broly and these other characters got a lot more powerful. Cell got like revived several times to the point that Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks was needed to fight off against him. And Gotenks had to obliterate him so badly that he actually erased Cell from the entire dimension, and that energy was actually warping several dimensions at once. And this is more impressive considering the fact that even with this much power that Gotenks had, he was still like, are we even damaging Janemba at all? Like, is this even working or affecting him in any way? And Janemba just ate all that power and didn't give a shit. So, and this is not even like Janemba at the end of the game where he gets a lot more powerful. Now, if being able to spread across like entire timelines or an endless amount of worlds, as it was implied by Cell, wasn't bad enough, Janemba's also able to like manipulate people's minds, even those that have a good heart like Gohan, because several heroes during the campaign like would actually face off against Goku or other people like that, because Kibito Kai even said that even good people could do evil if they're affected by it. So So yeah, even if you have a good heart, you can still succumb to like the evil energy, which would actually give Janemba like the ability to reform anywhere as long as that evil energy is around. And on top of that, even time travel was possible because Gohan, you know, the adult one, was able to interact with the teen Gohan. And shockingly enough, that teen Gohan wasn't even really there. He was actually in a dream, and the astral state or the dream state of Gohan took a physical form. So even those that don't have like an actual physical existence and live on a dream realm can be given a physical state due to Janemba's reality warping, which is definitely a lot more complex than what we saw from Janemba in the movies, like very easily. So at the end of the game, we actually see that Janemba becomes like a lot more powerful. Goku even says that the more evil energy he obtains, the stronger he becomes. And he actually absorbs the energy from Broly, Kid Buu, and other villains that were fighting on Hell, you know, to fight off against Goku and stuff like that. And Janemba becomes so powerful that Goku and Vegeta are actually forced to fuse, just like in the movie. However, logically enough, Gogeta and Vegeta in this game would be a lot more powerful than the one in the movies, as I've already mentioned. Now, the very interesting part about this is that if you choose, you know, Gogeta or Vegeta, Janemba will actually take the form of the opposite fusion. And one might think, okay, that's a no-brainer, like I can just choose Vegeta and win right away because Vegeta's a stronger fusion. However, it is implied by both characters that they would be facing off against their own power, meaning that Gogeta and Vegeta are equal in that game. Which is weird because in the anime series, we know that Vegeta or Potara fusion as a whole is superior to that of the Metamoran fusion, or the fusion dance. And once they're fighting off against each other, Kibito Kai even says it is like the whole universe is trembling or shaking, right? And one might think, it's like a hyperbole, you know, they're hyping up the battle. But we do know that Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the movies was able to shake the entire, like, afterlife, you know, the whole hell area, right? So if Vegeta and Gogeta are a lot more powerful in this, you know, iteration, it makes sense that they would be shaking, like, the entire macrocosm, you know, heaven, the afterlife, hell as a whole, the Kaioshin realm, the demon realm, and the living universe. With whichever fusion you choose and, you know, beat Janemba with, you actually are able to, like, nullify every single trace of evil energy across all these timelines, to the point that Janemba can't respawn anymore. But the question is brought up, like, how powerful is Janemba really? Well, if you want to imply that he's spread to like a near infinite amount of worlds or a literal infinite amount of worlds, he would easily be multiversal and could very well have nigh omnipresence on that scale if he's able to exist in any of these timelines, even without a physical form, and can actually spawn from evil energy, even in good people, and he's also even able to manipulate like the astral realm. So if Janemba was erased by Gogeta and Vegeta, it is very clear that they would also be multiversal, and I mean, you could even highball them to like complex multiversal. If you want to imply that Janemba was erased like in other universes or timelines that don't even share the same constants or the same laws that their own regular universe does. But that's probably too much of a reach, honestly, even in my opinion. But it is very clear, it is very evident that they would be at least multiversal, and that is pretty damn crazy. You guys might be asking, what does it really mean if Janemba can be like spreading to other timelines or universes where the universal constants or the laws are completely different to their own? So look at it this way, in our universe we need carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur to basically exist, okay? And life on Earth and many other planets, if not within the whole universe, need these 6 elements to basically exist, right? There are many more elements, but these are the most commonly found. While elements like plutonium or uranium or they could be radioactive elements that obviously can degrade our cells and kill us, obviously those aren't necessary for us to live, right? They're actually harmful to us. And obviously everything around us has at least some sort of, you know, radioisotope or has some sort of chemical. But what I mean is that in really high amounts, it can be harmful to us. But in another universe or multiverse where there are different rules entirely, nitrogen and oxygen and other elements like that are commonly good for us and are necessary for life are actually really harmful in high amounts to life in that other universe. But in the case of Janemba, it would be like, hey, but if he spreads to other realities, it could be like Ki doesn't even exist in this world, or Ki works way differently. Okay, enough of the fucking science, alright, I get it. But it's a quick example and actually kind of like a dive into dimensional tiering a bit. But now, if this Dragon Ball Z Shin Budokai Janemba is already multiversal, there's no way he can be more powerful, right? I mean, no, there are actually 3 more Janembas that could be more powerful, actually vastly more powerful. There's the super villainous Janemba, who actually obtains a power-up from Mira and Towa's like dark energy. There's also the Dragon Ball Heroes baby Janemba, which is the Tuffle parasite actually bonding with Janemba, which would obviously make him a lot more powerful. Oh, there's also like this Majin Am Janemba, but I don't think he's anywhere near this one I'm gonna talk about, which is Xeno Janemba. This is a Janemba that fuses with like a Dark Dragon Ball, and he becomes so powerful that Xeno Gogeta is actually needed to fight off against him. Meaning that even a Xeno Super Saiyan 4 Goku would not be able to do anything against him. And Xeno Goku, guys, is really damn powerful. And in the future, I might actually do a power scale on Xeno Goku and other video game characters, which is the main reason I wanted to bring this side of Janemba to the table, because it might give you guys an idea that the video game Dragon Ball characters are actually, in fact, more powerful than the ones from Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Z. So it is very clear that Shin Budokai Janemba would be like multiversal, and these other variations are a lot more powerful, so they'd easily be like mid to high multiversal, perhaps much higher, going with the complex multiverse example I gave earlier. But other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you thotties next time. Peace out.